Welcome back to CultureShoc's video series. My name is Pete, and I'm here to help you charge into your storm so you can get to blue skies faster. You'll notice we're outside today under some blue skies, and what I want to talk today about is how you can use fitness or working out in a simple way to build your team or to help build one relationship at a time. If your gyms are still closed, or if you feel somewhat uncomfortable going out into public doing workouts next to other sweaty people, here are two simple things that I've done in the last 2 weeks myself that have helped build relationships with others using fitness, but doing so at a safe distance. If you've ever heard professional athletes talking about my brother's in there because we had to go through so much, we had to struggle so much, a lot of times if you struggle with someone, if you sweat with somebody else from a fitness standpoint, that brings you closer together. And it could be the same situation within your job if you want. A lot of times when we facilitate retreats or conferences for clients, we recommend that on the morning of day 2 or the evening of day 1, having an optional workout so that people can get together and sweat or feel like there's a wellness and health component to the actual conference. You could do this while you're at home as well. But without further ado, I've got 2 options for workouts you can do either one-on-one with people virtually or in person. Number 1, this is a workout that I did actually with my brother from my own driveway in the past week. He happens to live in Texas, and so what he suggested is that we FaceTime each other on our cell phones, set my phone up on a chair in the driveway, and we participated in this partner workout. You can do this with 2 people, you could do it with 3 people or 4 people. However many you have, you could break it into teams of 2 for a partner workout. And here's just a quick example of what our workout looked like. You can switch any of these activities for something that works for you. So what we did is aimed for 20 rounds total, no matter how long it took. Partner 1 had to do 100 jump ropes, and as soon as he was done with that, 10 lunges. So 100 jump ropes, 10 lunges, and as soon as he's done, he says, go. When I hear go on my end, as I'm watching him through my FaceTime screen, I got started on my round. All right, that's 1 round. This is my second was 2 rounds. So we go until we get to 20 collectively. That way we both have an incentive to push each other and keep things moving, but there's also a little bit of break in between. So it took us about 11.5 minutes. Each of us did 10 rounds. Now the cool thing after that is we were sweaty, we were tired, we were sitting outside. It happened to be a nice day. He's in Texas, I'm in Ohio, but we had about a 10-minute conversation about how things are going, what's coming up, what they've accomplished so far during the quarantine, and we walked away from that conversation feeling a little bit closer together and like we had just gone through something and accomplished something together. You could accomplish that with your family members, with members of your own team. You could put it out there and make it an optional workout, but this is just one other opportunity for people to come together virtually and still have a chance to get something done. And the second workout happened to be in person. A group of people met in a parking lot and worked through these activities. I happened to lead this workout for the group and decided to give it a little bit of a team building twist. So if you can read what's on this whiteboard right here, the group stood in a circle. This was just part of the workout, a small snippet. You could make this the entire workout. You could have this as the warm-up, as the cool down. We started this by me instructing the group that we're gonna do jumping jacks when I say go. But the kicker was, as we started the jumping jacks in clockwise order, each person had to share, while we were doing jumping jacks, what the first concert they ever attended was. If you're familiar with any of our content or our training in the past, you know that we love to ask the first concert question. But this was new to this particular group. So we get started with the jumping jacks. I share my first concert ever, which happened to be Weird Al Yankovic. Then, when I shared that, the next person clockwise from me shared their first concert ever. So people are continuing to do jumping jacks in a circle while people are talking to each other and giving information about themselves to the group. So we're having laughs, but we're also starting to get our bodies warmed up for the workout. Now, as soon as we went around that circle once, I decided to do counterclockwise for the next question. Next activity was push-ups. We got down, and while we were doing push-ups, this was a little more challenging, but we were doing push-ups as people were sharing what is a hobby that they're interested in outside of work. And if you can't see me, I'm doing push-ups outside of work or this particular workout group. I shared that one of my hobbies was writing, and we had people that brewed beer on the side. We had people that love sports. We had all kinds of different hobbies. And just like that, in about 2 minutes, we've learned 2 pieces of information about each other that we might not normally ask. So after the fact, we had some coffee and we're sitting in lawn chairs in the parking lot, and people are talking about their hobbies and asking deeper questions. about why do you like that, what kind of beer do you brew, what kind of writing do you like to do, so on and so forth. The next activity was squats. Going back to clockwise, what we had each person do was just casually do squats and get your legs warmed up. And while we're doing that one by one, we were sharing what a guilty pleasure TV show or movie was. This is something that, it's kind of funny. You're poking fun at yourself, being a little bit vulnerable, answering these questions, but we had some fun with the questions. After that, we did a variation of contests and running up a hill and some body weight workouts. But when we wrapped it up, we shared a team message. And if you're doing this with your company, with your team, with even customers or suppliers that you work with, you could have one quick team message at the end of that about how it's important to stick together, about how you appreciate each other. It can be a work update, it could be a project meeting, it could be how you're planning to get through this situation, and it could be about how we're going to reopen as a company. Whatever you want to do, that message, whatever you feel like is critical to get across in a message to your team, you can do that towards the end of this workout. And then the way that we wrapped up is I had each person share one thing that they are proud of accomplishing so far during the quarantine. And yeah, maybe your state or maybe your city has already opened up and you feel a lot more comfortable going out into the world, but for a lot of people that's not the case, or people don't feel comfortable going out. So it was cool to hear some of the accomplishments that people had finished, personal projects, work projects, things happening at home, things happening with the family, people being proud of the sanitation guidelines of their companies. So after the workout, it was essentially these 5 steps with some other activities in between, but it was a seamless integration of learning about each other and building teams, developing relationships while we were sweating together, while we were working out, while we were distanced, and it didn't have anything to do with the workplace. You could do this at home, in a parking lot, outdoors at a park. We found this to be a lot of fun, and you never know what you're gonna learn about people on your team. So if you're looking for an alternative from sitting in a Zoom meeting all day or a WebEx from your living room, get outside in your driveway, go to a nearby parking lot or park, go to your basement or wherever you are comfortable working out, and take a chance to ask somebody if they want to do a quick workout together. It can be totally virtual, or you can be in person at a distance. Go ahead and do that. You can pick one of these 2 workout formats and substitute any activity that you want. We found that it was a simple way just to continue to spur more discussion, learn more about each other, and continue to develop teams. Thanks for watching. Let's do this.